everybody in Washington wants to make me a liar and a crook, and I'm not. But I know I have to protect myself. Now, I could have asked for a pardon for a very good reason. I don't want to get framed. I know I didn't do anything wrong. I know I don't act like they do. I don't lie like Raskin and Schiff. I don't take money like Pelosi and Biden and their families. I spent most of my time putting crooks like them in jail, and I've acted honorably all my life. But I know they frame people. I know people they framed. So it would have been perfectly legitimate to ask for a pardon, not because I'm guilty of anything, but because they're going to try real hard to make me guilty of something I didn't do, like they tried to do with President Trump.
Ah, yes, right. Of course. If Giuliani asked for a pardon, it wouldn't be because he did something wrong. It would be because he didn't want to get framed. Because if there's one thing this DOJ is doing too much of, it's prosecuting senior Trump administration officials. I mean, let's be serious here. The DOJ has enough evidence to indict a small country's worth of people involved in inciting the events of January 6th, and we've still yet to see any big fish from Trump's orbit go down. And yet, we're supposed to believe that Giuliani's worried that he'd be prosecuted for a crime that he didn't commit? Tell you what, I would love to live in Giuliani's alternate reality where Merrick Garland is prosecuting senior Trump administration officials all willy-nilly, but like most things Giuliani traffics in, that reality doesn't actually exist. And bear in mind, Giuliani's been vague about whether or not he's asked for a pardon in the past. For example, here's a deleted tweet from Giuliani in which he says, quote, "The January 6th witch hunt cabal has now exceeded even its prior fraudulent. The last witness was a reckless liar. Contrary to her false testimony, she was never present when I asked for a pardon. Actually, I told the president I did not want or need one." First of all, not sure what a prior fraudulent is, but hey, English can be hard. Second, he admits that Cassidy Hutchinson wasn't even present when he asked for a pardon, and in the very next sentence, after admitting that he sought a pardon, says that in fact he didn't want a pardon. And if you squint really hard, then it kind of almost makes sense. Yeah, sorry, that's actually not true. It makes no sense. Of course, we're lucky enough that we don't have to take Giuliani's unintelligible ramblings at face value. Why? Because Cassidy Hutchinson said this for the January 6th committee under oath.
Did Rudy Giuliani ever suggest that he was interested in receiving a presidential pardon related to January 6th?
He did.
And look, if Giuliani wants to refute her, he could testify under oath just like she did and say that he didn't ask for one. But until then, it's her word, under oath, at a congressional hearing versus his own contradictory tweets. Who to believe? And in case you were having some trouble negotiating Giuliani's trustworthiness, consider one very, very recent example. This is the guy who claimed to have been assaulted last week at a grocery store. He claimed he felt like he got hit, quote, with a boulder. Sounds pretty bad, huh? Here's that assault captured on video. I mean, dear God, the humanity. At some point I thought I was watching the UFC. You know, at times like these, I guess we should all be thankful that Giuliani survived, because that attack, it would have done in a lesser man. In all seriousness, you've got to be a fool to think Giuliani didn't ask for a pardon, and even more of a fool not to understand that it was because Giuliani knew full well that what he was doing was illegal. He helped Trump orchestrate a coup attempt that was predicated on non-existent fraud. He did so knowing full well that his claims of fraud were bullshit. Bill Barr's words, not mine. But Giuliani's goal wasn't to chase facts, it was to defraud the American people and stop the lawful certification of an election, both of which are illegal. He is an attention-seeking has-been who's glommed onto another attention-seeking has-been to steal power, because he and his team couldn't earn Americans' votes legitimately. He is a criminal, a liar, and a traitor, and every day that he's not being charged by this DOJ is another miscarriage of justice, because Giuliani is a criminal. I know it, you know it, the DOJ knows it, and Rudy Giuliani himself knows it, because you don't ask for a pardon unless you know you've broken the law. To see more videos like this, click the subscribe button right here on this screen. And to support my work beyond that, check out my podcast, No Lie with Brian Tyler Cohen, where I cover the week's most important stories and interview the biggest players in the world of politics, including President Biden, Kamala Harris, Pete Buttigieg, Elizabeth Warren, Katie Porter, and so many more. The link is also right here on this screen. And finally, to take action yourself and sign petitions on the most important issues, go to briantylercohen.com/petition.